Alright, so I've been in Oregon for a couple days now. It is super hot. I think today is like 104. Bus made it here pretty well. Did take me about 4 hours longer than it should have to get here. Refrigerator coming hopefully tomorrow. But you know, basically right now I primarily have finished work to do. So right now this is what we're looking at. Closet. That's going to be the door for it. Desk, pop-up table. There's going to be hardware that I need to order in. No one carries it, so I have to order it. I'm doing laundry right now. But this shelf should be all in soon. I'm probably going to knock down this little wall. It's a little too close to the wood stove. And my primary reason for having it there was so if the dogs were using the stairs to get up and down off the bed, I didn't want them to run down the stairs and land into the wood stove when it was being used. But they're not using the stairs. I just have to either pick them up and put them on, or they jump on and off from the futon. So just for safety, I might take that down once I get to California. But I'm probably going to slow roll it down there. I don't want to push the bus too hard. I don't want to push myself too hard. So probably going to take 2 or 3 days to go down the coast, get down to California, hang out there for a week or two, and pretty much try to button this whole thing up before I leave. Hopefully we can get it done with my stepdad's help. It all depends on how busy he is and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna get these boards up and call it a day. All right, driving through South Oregon along the coast, heading to Humboldt County. Gonna hang out there for a little while and then hopefully get to Monterey area sometime tonight. Post up there, meet up with one of my really good friends that I went to way back from junior high. Roxy's hating it, but she's gonna have to get used to it. But so far so good. I didn't sleep in the prettiest of spots, but it was alright. But yeah, then I'll head to LA, and then after that to my mom's house. And I'll finish out the build there. There's already things that I want to change, so I guess it's kind of good that I didn't finish it, because kind of seeing functionality and things like that. So yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Alright, so start the bus adventure in California. Did a 3-day, I think it was a 3-day trip to get down here. Usually I do it in 1 day, but I took the coast, saw a lot of pretty stuff, but also bus goes the speed limit or under the speed limit depending on the hills and things like that. So yeah, it took a while. Been here a couple of days, decided just to like chill out for the first day. I haven't done that in a really long time. And then did like little things here and there, Home Depot runs. Figured out the layout of the kitchen. So I got the new winter fridge, which is that guy right there. I think I briefly talked about it, but it takes virtually no power to run that thing, and it's awesome in that extent. It sits too low. It was kind of an awkward shape. I don't like digging through a chest to get stuff. I'd rather just open a door and look at whatever it is that I need to get. But overall, it's gonna work with the off-grid system way better. So what I did was I ripped out the old kitchen area that was here, trimmed everything down, so like the spice rack's gone right now, moved it over. Right now I'm building a platform so the winter fridge sits higher, sits higher up, so it'll be easier to get into. But then what I'm going to try to do is actually fashion, I'm going to add a countertop to the top of the fridge, hopefully without destroying the fridge, and that way it'll give me, essentially it'll give me 4 times the usable counter space that I have right now. I have virtually none. I found myself using the top of the fridge to prep food anyways while I was driving down here, so it just made sense. I had literally just enough room to squeeze the bed over, which I've already done, or the futon over, which I've already done, to the maximum that it can go. And then I move this over pretty much to the maximum that it could go. Like there's, you know, literally like maybe a half an inch of space I could have worked with. And it pretty much fits perfect. So I lucked out there. I'm gonna trim that out, make it look real pretty, hopefully. And then get the kitchen to be way more functional. Learned a lot on the drive down, just things that I needed to change, things that were issues, like flying off shelves, stuff like that. So I kind of have a good grasp of, I think, what I need to do to make it more user-friendly on the road and things like that. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I just completed the basic structure of the platform for the refrigerator, and that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to attach countertops that match this, so I'll actually have this much counter space. You know, it's a little close to the futon, but it is what it is. And then, so now I have to figure out how I'm going to finish off back here. I may do some pocket storage there. There's definitely going to be at least 2 shelves here for like pantry space, but I can also probably utilize a shelf down there for some like bigger, bulkier items, even like, I don't know, bedding or something. But I still want to make sure I have, you know, pretty good airflow back there to keep the fridge happy. So yeah, it's Friday, and I'm gonna go head up to Hermosa Beach and hang out with one of my best friends, Rich, who came down to help me before. So I'm gonna get a little bit more work done and then head up there. All right, so today on the bus, what I'm doing is finishing out a little bit that I have to do here, the spice rack, getting the window area, gonna trim it out a little bit to be able to keep things on there so they don't fly off while I'm driving. And right now I'm enclosing underneath the futon area. Those are going to be openable doors, so I have lots of storage under here. Let me get all that done. I was going to go to the desk today, but I'm just going to follow the progression. I don't have enough material on hand to do the desk, and I really didn't want to go get more today. I'm just trying to stay focused on what I have here to finish. I still have to put up more solar on the roof, which I have everything for that. I think I might need a few connectors as far as battery cables go. And I still need to get that stupid rear view camera put in. So yeah, good times. All right, so progress on the build out of the fridge. Got a lot of storage up here. I'm gonna end up making that a spice rack. Got to finish out how to figure out how to make that work. When I slid the stove over 3 inches approximately to make room for the fridge, there's a gap on the window. I already had wood pre-cut, so now I have to scab and figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Also, I wanted to do 2 shelves, like big shelves, but there wasn't enough room for the doors to open, so I had to go with 1 big shelf and then make that little mini one, which now I'm gonna have to trim out to hold the spices. So before, the spices were here along this area, so now I'll probably just have that for like cooking oil and utensils and things like that. So yeah, that's coming along. Tomorrow I'll probably hop on getting as much of the desk done as possible, minus the brackets that I'm waiting for. They won't be in until Friday. So yeah, keep trucking along. Yesterday I spent most of the day at the vet. Bomber is not doing very well. Not sure how much longer he has, but spent some time with him this morning, and now I'm gonna get back on the bus. Today I'm gonna primarily work on trying to expand the solar. Right now I have 600 watts on the roof, 400 of it's usable, which that's due to my lack of understanding of solar combined with being sold the wrong things by the solar manufacturer. So yeah, now I get to expand it to 800, and that'll give me no problem at all. The 400 that I have working As long as I'm not in the woods or anything like that is perfect. It charges me back up by midday to 100%. But I'm worried about overcast days, spending time in the woods where I don't have just like a full day of direct sunlight. So figure better safe than sorry, bump it up to 800. Yesterday got the rest of the solar in, so now I have 800 watts up top, functional and working. And now I'm working on getting the desk worked out. So excuse the dog bowl, but I needed to have access to this emergency exit so I can get things in and out of the bus. So as you've seen before, I have the fold down seat, and now I have the fold up desk eating area. This will all be finished out, and that'll be a cabinet for various electronics and the computer and things like that. So today what I'm going to try to do is put the tile into the wood stove area. It's kind of one of the jobs I've been dreading to do, but it needs to get done before I can finish, right? So, thought my stepdad had a tile saw. He actually just sold it, so I'm going to try to put the tile using a grinder. So we'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to actually install it using an industrial flooring glue. I know a lot of people have used the traditional mortar and have had success on a bus, but with the way this thing shakes around, I just don't want to risk it. I'd rather have the flexibility of the glue. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Alright, so we're making some progress here. It's not perfect, but it's coming along. And once the stove's in there, you won't really notice all the imperfections, and I'll trim it out and sheet it and do what I do. Alright, I gotta get my phone fixed with this camera. Sorry it's so zoomed in, but right now what I'm doing is I'm anchoring the wood stove into the new platform with the tile. That'll all be trimmed out and hidden, and then I gotta cut the flue hole or the chimney hole through to the steel that I've already cut for it. So that's where I'm at. I'm on the bus. It's been interesting couple weeks. Came here to basically try to get it done as fast as possible, and it's been kind of the opposite. Families had to travel for various reasons, and I was taking care of dogs, and my dog Balmer got sick right when I got here, and then yesterday I had to put him to sleep. So well, actually, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry, everything's kind of a blur. So the 2 days previous, I kind of just spent with him and did stuff like that, so I haven't been super productive. But got some materials that I needed to finish out the fireplace. Right now I'm building a bracket storage thing for the propane tank so I can keep it under the bus. I was planning on actually just storing the propane canister in the bus and then taking it out and hooking it up whenever I wanted to use it. But it kind of proved not to be the best idea, because driving down from Oregon, when I pulled over to a couple places and maybe they weren't necessarily a place where you could camp, I didn't want to like set up a propane tank outside and have people say like, why the hell is there a propane tank out here? So gonna get it set up and put the work in to get it done, and yeah, just try to get out of here as soon as I can. Not that I don't mean that in a way of like I don't want to be here, because I love my family, but I have bigger plans to get to. So yeah, so hopefully I get this bracket done today and then get on to the next project. So alright, pretty tired, hot, but finished up the installation of fabricating installation of the bracket and the propane tank. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but I'll show you what it looks like. So that should be good to go. I'll have my stepdad take a gander at it and get a second opinion to make sure he thinks it's safe enough. I think it is, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so counters are drying, and I'll show you what I did inside the bus to prep for them. So they're going to be glued to the top of the refrigerator, which is kind of crazy to think. First, I started framing out the front to hide hot water heater. But what I did do was I took a drill and marred all this, so the adhesive that I use will actually seep into there, hold on to the plastic a little bit better. I mean, it already was pretty porous, but I wanted just to give it a little bit more meat to grab onto. Ultimately, I'll still be using these handles to open and close the fridge, but that doesn't mean you accidentally don't grab the counter every once in a while, or someone that's visiting doesn't realize that that's how you open it. So I want to make sure that those counters don't pop off. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of all coming together. Got some art up. All right, so deck is going up. Thanks to my stepdad over there, coming up with some engineering fixes. But here we go. All right, so I'm not quite sure what I recapped. It's been a hectic couple days. Haven't really been shooting, but countertop is on the fridge. I'm going to be repainting the cabinets to match that, so it kind of is a little bit more cohesive. Got some artwork up from the old pad. These are 3 of the pieces that I kept. And now what I'm doing is framing out the front of the bus to hide the hot water heater and give me, I have like a little porch light. And yeah, so that's where we are at right now. So I don't know, kind of not the best little clip, but it's really hot and I'm tired.